Let me tell you something. Normalize letting people know you're better than them. What you've been taught your whole entire life is be humble, be humble, be humble. Where has that gotten you in life? All you've gotten from that is what? Imposter syndrome? Feeling like you don't belong? Allowing people to treat like shit. If you actually sat and thought about it, wait, why am I tolerating this from you of all people? Like if you sit back, because we are programmed with this idea that, oh, we're all equal, but we're not. We're not all equal. My mom was the first person to tell me this. She said, not all five fingers are equal. You can't see it.
Hear that little Nigerian accent right at the end there? Yeah, it sounds very much she's describing her mom. Definitely sounds like something I grew up with in terms of letting you know that you're not like everyone else just because we as society says so. And I'm not talking about your value as a human. I'm talking about a level of effort that you put in. That level of effort is going to determine your ceiling. And one of the realest things that I learned and had to constantly reteach myself, it's you being humble and not being forward with your things that you accomplished. That's not you. That's you hiding. That's you cowering. That's you fearing. If you've done the work, it's fine that people know you for that work. I've got a very tight knit group of friends, and they know me for the things I've done. They look at it, they say that's the level he puts in. Like when I graduated high school, there was no ceremony. There was no, hey, they rented out a yacht for me. I'm not saying we could afford a yacht. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just being hyperbolic. But it was an expectation that you would graduate with a bunch of degrees. You number 15 in your graduating class or 12, 14, whatever it was. There was an expectation you would do that. That expectation carried over into me when I got my bachelor's. There was no celebration. I didn't go. Right. Same thing with my masters. I just shut up at home, said, "Hey, yeah, I got this thing," and we kept it moving. Now, what happens? Like she said, you end up with imposter syndrome. You think you don't belong in these rooms. You think you don't belong in these conversations with people until you get to the wider world and you level set, and then you realize there's very little people. There's very few people out here doing that level of effort and work that you are. Before we continue, guys, hit that hit that like button. Share this video, comment, subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Don't forget that notification bell because YouTube does what YouTube does. I just finished a live maybe 15 minutes ago, and I know it was another impromptu one. If you guys are interested in joining in that and sort of bridging, shortening the gap between you and myself, where we can actually go back and forth, communicate. That's the way to do it. And I'm going to take ownership of it. I need to get better with actually throwing it out there a day or two before. But I'm trying to do what my schedule allows to do. And right now, at the very least, shout out to the replay gang. And I just look at it as practice, trying to get better, trying to get better. And shout out to the people that came over from those lives. Sometimes it does really go and getting new subscribers. People reach out, people shout out. I really appreciate that. That's empowering. Let's continue.
Not equal. Some people are, in fact, better than other people. And the worst part about it is that those who are better than other people get treated like shit by people who know that they're better than them. Do you get what?
So this is something that I see online here in terms of like just the hate and the hate comments that people will come on just to say something like that. One thing I realized, and I said this on the live, one thing I realized that anyone doing better than me or at my level, there's no hate. There's absolutely no hate. They recognize what it took for you to get where you are. They recognize the level of effort it took for you to become better than you were. For you to say, this is where I started, this is why I am, and where we are is where we met each other. We recognize what it took for you to do that. There's no hate there, right? After a certain level of success, there's no hate there. And when you have not visited there in whatever field it is, whatever field that you happen to find yourself in, when you haven't visited there and your actions and the way you comport yourself with negativity being the driving factor in your life, it shows. It shows. And and people there, they're not looking at you and saying, "Oh, I really value your opinion and your thought. I will now shut down everything I'm doing in life because you came in with some sort of negativity." We understand that this is your outlet. This is your moment to shine. This is where you find yourself. If we think about it, it's pity, right? And then it falls right back into what you're saying. Yeah, this is when I feel like I'm better than you.
I mean, most of the people who are actually worth something in life are the ones who get treated like shit. And the ones that are getting treated like shit are busy trying to be humble because they think that that's the right thing to do. Fuck being humble. Look up the definition of the word humble. It means to be low, to be lowly, to be underground. How is that helping you in life at all? This sense of humility that was instilled in your head. I remember once, I will never forget this. My mom was sitting in a group. It was like a sort of a Rotary club or whatever that she was in, and I was just watching. I was drawing. I was quite young. And this lady came at her and just started running her mouth. My mom let her talk. And when she was done talking, she said, "Let me tell you something. I'm better than you." In front of everybody, she said that. I was like, wow, that never left me. She proceeded to just, very honestly, just let her know why I'm better than you. But god damn, the woman didn't even have anything to say back to her. She just ate it. What are you going to say to that? I just had a conversation with my daughter. We just spent a weekend at her grandma's house for her grandma's 70th birthday. Her grandma is a chief. We had princes and chiefs and actual kings at her grandma's birthday party. And yet she was sitting here saying that when she goes to school, people are whispering her name and talking shit about her. I said, because you're 6'1" and you're fucking gorgeous. Why do they know your name? You
That's facts. Like when I'm at work and I listen to people gripe and their complaints and some of the things that they say or throw my way, and they think that I care. They think that this is where I'm at with things. No, there's a body of work behind me that says like, listen, the first thing I did, I got my ego out of the things that someone else can reach out and touch. This job, great. You can reach out and remove it from me whenever. My ego is not what I do, right? My ego is based on the accomplishments, the things that I've overcome in the past, and there is physical representation of that. You can see that. You can reach out. You can go on Amazon, and you should do this by the way. You can go on Amazon, put my name in there, and you see, I've got a book, a good book, an actual good book. Which I've been told I should actually shut up and narrate, and I might actually do something like that for Audible. That might be the next little project. But when I'm out and about and I'm talking to people and what you do invariably comes up, and I can start listing things that I actively do. And I think there are five things, and number six right now would be YouTube. They say that response is like, wow, I do one thing. I go to work and that's it. Why am I now humbling myself in that regard of trying to say, let me not talk about the things I've accomplished? This is not a veto to say that you should be arrogant, that you should go out there and tell people that you're better than them because blah, 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 blah. I think you keep this you keep this as a weapon, you keep this as a sword, you keep this as a shield. When people or even society comes and tries to belittle you and make you feel like you are less than, and society is very good at that. People are very good at that. Maybe not us older folk, but the younger generation is very susceptible to that. It's very easy to sway them by your words and call you things because they don't have the tougher skin. They don't have a body of work and experience to cushion or to defend them from these things, from this noise. And this noise is usually coming from people worse than them, people that this comes from envy. That's where it is. They may not even recognize that, right? The people spewing this sort of vitriol, this sort of hate, they may not realize this is what's animating them to do these things. They don't see the poison that they keep continue to sip every time they reach out and try to do something like that. Every time they reach out and try to tear you down because they feel so empty inside. If I tear you down and break off a piece of you, maybe I can hold on to that and feel like I'm alive, feel like I have something going for me. Even if I just know I got you out of pocket and I made you feel bad. Imagine that realistically being your claim to fame, right? That being the thing that you rest your head on and said, I made someone feel bad and that made me feel good. If that's you, yeah, I'm better than you. And I know a whole bunch of people that are better than you. Let me know what you think. Not you if you're a hater. You can keep hating.